Greetings, everyone. Oops. Hold on, let me put this up. I'm not sure if you guys are even hearing this a while ago. Put this under here. Alright, greetings, everyone. Welcome to a new video. Welcome to this channel called Perfecting the Saints Ministry. And we are currently doing live streams on Enoch, Book of Enoch. What people will call extra biblical books. We'll be going through Joshua as well. But we're doing a Book of Enoch series to go to the Book of Enoch and to peer into the Bible that we are so familiar with to see if these things are true, right? And we have went through so far excuse me, we went through so far Enoch teaching men in the book of Joshua, where it was translated. We went through so far of Enoch reprimanding the watchers and speaking of the judgment of the Nephilims, which are the children of the watchers. And in this one, what I'm going to cover in this one, because there's so much things to cover and I'm not sure if I can cover every single thing on the live stream, so I'm going to do videos here and there to also cover certain things too. So in this one, we're going to cover Enoch discovering where disasters come from and also where good come from. Because what you guys need to know, even here in Jamaica, worldwide, where we see all these disasters happening, floods, rain, all of that, and people just call it just a seasonal thing. And meanwhile, some of these things are seasonal. The intensity of it is still controlled by God. The destruction that it causes is still controlled by God. And that's what we need to know. So this knowledge will also help us to understand the hand of God more. And I believe this should also help us to help us in our prayer life. That whenever we see disasters coming or hear of disasters coming, we should utter prayers to the Most High that has these things in His hands. So we're going to go into the book of Enoch again. We're going to go into Enoch chapter 34 first and foremost. We're also going to go into some scriptures from the Bible as well to confirm these things, right? Because we still have to check these things to see whether they are true. I'm a person, I'm very skeptical if anything is not speaking. If anything is being said and it kind of confirmed by the Bible, even though the book of Enoch was confirmed, at least spoken of by an apostle by the name of Jude, I'm always still skeptical, and this is amongst the reasons why I took so long to even talk or teach from these texts, because I'm very much fearful in bringing any form of deception or being a part of any form of deception. And so we always check by the scripture. So we're going to go into Enoch, and we're going to go into Enoch chapter 34. It's the first place we're going to go. So Enoch 34. I wonder if I can turn this around. Enoch 34, it says here, "And from there I went towards the north to the ends of the earth, and there I saw a great and glorious device at the ends of the whole earth. And here I saw 3 portals of heaven open in the heaven. Through each of them proceed north winds. When they blow, there is cold." See this? Cold, hail, frost, snow, dew, rain. So now we see where all these things come from. Alright? And they come from out of portals. In some other translation, they would say even gates or gateways. Right? And out of one of the portal they blew for good. Watch this. But when they blow through the other 2 portals, it is with violence and affliction on the earth. And they blow with violence. So one is blowing for good, but the other 2 is blowing for violence. So whenever you see heavy storms, heavy hail, heavy cold, hail, frost, snow, dew, and heavy rains, it's coming from the other 2 portals that blow with violence and affliction upon the earth. So these things actually come from God. So when you say heavy rains, heavy storms, and those stuff, it's coming from God, and it's actually a judgment from God. So let nobody let nobody tell you that these things are happening by God is just natural disaster. It's not only natural, because if God wanted to just sell natural disaster, He would send from the first portal where it would blow for good, right? But when you see this affliction upon the earth, it's coming from the other two portals. That's for violence and affliction upon the earth. This is Sirach, or what people call Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39. Chapter 39, and we're gonna go into verse 28. What this says here? There be winds that are created for vengeance, and in their fury lay on their scourges heavily. In the time of consummation they pour out their strength, and will appease the wrath of him that made them. Now who made them? God made them. So we're saying that there are winds that are created for vengeance. So there are actually winds out there, breeze out there, disasters out there that are actually created for vengeance. And what they do? It appeases the wrath of him that made them. We should be fearing God. Now this is the book of Job. Job 37. We're gonna go at verse 9. And it says here, out of the south cometh the whirlwind, and cold out of the north. By the breath of God frost is, remember the frost that we talk about? Frost is given, so it's by God's breath that frost is given. And watch this. And the breath of waters is straightened. So it's by God's breath these frosts are sent, people. So we'll go back into the book of Enoch again. Enoch, we're going to read verse 41. No, chapter 41. It's going to read verse 8. Let's go to verse 8. And it says here, for the sun changes often for a blessing or a curse. You see these disasters happening with sun, rain, all these things is by the hand of God. And the course of the path of the moon is light to the righteous and darkness to the sinners, in the name of the Lord, who made a separation between the light and the darkness, and divided the spirits of men, and strengthened the spirits of the righteous in the name of his righteousness. So let's go back to the sun part. For the sun changes oft for a blessing or a curse. So don't believe these so-called natural disasters are natural. They're actually spiritual disasters. So I hope you guys learned something from this one in the Enoch series. I'll be doing some other short videos like these while I do live stream on this, because there's so much things that can be taught from the book of Enoch that we can learn from, and that it can help us to develop more godly fear. I don't believe that we should just learn these things just learn them and say, oh, we know this. I believe the knowledge of God should lead to more of the fear of God, and to lead us in how we ought to pray, how we ought to live, and how we ought to pray when we see certain things and so forth. It helps us to straighten up our life and so forth. Guys, I used to wonder in the scriptures when certain disasters will happen, how the people would pray to God and so forth, because they had the knowledge of who God is, and that God is the one that caused these things to actually happen. And so if here in Jamaica, we're out here on this hurricane watch and so forth, we're supposed to watch for the hurricane, but we're also supposed to be praying unto God. So if you like this video, leave a like, share, leave a comment, and if you haven't, subscribe if you want to learn more from the Bible. This is a Bible-based ministry, and so we stick to the Holy Scriptures and the following thereof. So until the next video, peace.